Hello, Instagram, and those of you joining us on the app through YouTube. CC, first one in. You're always here on time, ready to go. Love it. Hi, Jason. Lena, Elaine, hello. You know, Instagram is awake before the Facebook crew this morning. Just gonna say, you know, that's pretty special here. Here we go. We got Connie and Angel in Wisconsin. What's up, Marvel? I need to get into my iPad here. If you're new or you're like, hey, I just clicked on this and I don't know what's going on. My name's Ben. Nice to meet you. So Shelly, Anita, glad you're here. Jason Thor, welcome back, buddy. Jen, glad you're here. We are in the middle of 21 days of prayer. We got some people rolling in on YouTube. Jen, Lisa, Cheryl, Nathan Campbell. Thanks for helping us out today. It's kind of fun, you know, we get to connect a little bit first thing in the morning. So what we do is we are in 21 days of prayer every day. We have a prayer prompt. I kind of walk through that prayer prompt. Today's prayer prompt will be around searching your heart. And I'm waiting for I don't know why my iPad always uploads last. Like I updated the page on my laptop. There we go. Perfect. All right. So, hi, Debbie. If you have a prayer request or something you would like our prayer team to pray for, you can put that in the chat, and our team would love to do that. So, what's up, Brad? Good to see you, man. Well, see you. I should put it that way. So, you can feel free to comment and talk in the chat. That's one way that I see people connect with each other, answer questions, whatever. But let's dive in. I know some of you've got kids, you got school, you got work, you're driving to work. So take that deep breath with me. You're doing it, okay? This is the point in the fast where you're waking up and, like, for me anyway, you just start to mentally go, I've got a long way to go before I'm going to eat solid food again, okay? I know there are a few people who are concerned. I have to make sure that I monitor my calorie, protein, all of that intake. I do that. So if you're worried on a nutrition side, thanks for your concern. Appreciate it. I recommend people doing the liquid only diet, or it's not a diet, but fast, without talking to a few people first. Or doing it a couple days a week. So anyway, at this point, if you're kind of going, okay, I'm grinding through the fast and I don't feel like God's saying anything, then today's prayer prompt is right where we need to be. It's the search my heart. It's the old heart check. Like this is a little bit where we start to go, okay, God, what is it that you're trying to say to us? And I don't think that God always speaks in like big booming voice, parting the clouds, but I do think he starts to, it's in seasons like this, starts to kind of pull back the blinders and we get to see where God may wants to work. Psalm 139. If you have another Bible and you can turn there, great. I would encourage you to do that if you're kind of sitting around with some friends. So hit pause, run over, grab a Bible, open it up. Hi Dana, good to see you. But open up the Bible and look at Psalm 139. And here's what you see right at the beginning. I'll give you a summary. Right at the beginning, Psalm 139 talks about how God is everywhere. The author's like, I can't go anywhere. I can't. Up at the highest mountain, lowest valley, doesn't matter where I go, God is there. In other words, you can't run away from God. Let me put it differently. The thing that you think you can hide from God, that you think you can hide from everybody else, you're not actually hiding from God. He actually knows. And the fact that he still pursues us, that you still matter, that I still matter to him. Wow. It's like, okay. God is everywhere. That's the first thing that he kind of unpacks. And the second thing that he begins to unpack in Psalm 139 is he knows you inside and out. Like he knew you in your mother's womb. Wow. Okay. It's like you are intricately and wonderfully, fearfully and wonderfully made. Like God is a craftsman shaping you. So Psalm 139 is just a powerful reminder how big and pervasive God is. And yet how personal and how up close, how intimately he knows you. So God is big. You can't hide anything from him. And yet God is personal. He knows you right where you're at. And so, hi, Christy. Thanks for serving on our prayer team. So God is big and he's personal. And then at the very end of this, you can't hide from him. When you don't think he knows you, he does. And the psalmist ends with this little verse: search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. Point out anything in me that offends you and lead me along the path to everlasting life. That's a powerful prayer. And that's what I want you to pray today. That's the prayerful response that I want us to have today. So wherever you're at, I want you to take a deep breath. Don't close your eyes unless you need to, or if you're driving, just keep driving. Okay, it's good for you. It's good for everybody. But as you pay where you're going, I just want you to take that deep breath and go, okay, first thing I want you to think about is there is nothing hidden from God. He is everywhere. He sees and knows and is close to it all. Second thing is that I want you to just mentally think about the reality that God knows you, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Like he knows exactly how you're wired. He knows what you're going through. He knows what you're feeling. So there's nothing hidden and there's nothing that he's not aware of, right? And now pray this: Heavenly Father, search my heart. Basically, you're giving God permission to enter into your life a little bit. Basically, you're saying, hey, God, I want to have a conversation with you about what's really going on in here, okay? So search my heart. Just say, God, is there anything in me that's offensive? Help me remove it. Just pray that right now. God, is there anything in me that's offensive? Is there anything in me that isn't quite in line with your heart and your spirit? Help me remove it. So friends, if there's bitterness, unforgiveness, jealousy, anxiety, fear, if there's greed and selfishness, like we talked about this last week, and if there's a grudge, if there's a depressiveness where it's like, I don't matter, that's not actually what's true. God made you, So any of those things right now, it's like those are offensive. Not that he's like offensive, but it's like those are contrary to what he says is true. So search my heart. Is there anything in me that's offensive, that isn't aligned with what you have already demonstrated to be true? Then God, help us to remove that today. And the next prayer I want you to pray is this: God, lead me to live a life that draws people to you. Help me to live my life on earth in a way that impacts others. Help me to live my life here on earth in a way that impacts others. And the way that we do that is a heart that's free. Jesus taught that the pure in heart will see God. And so, man, when it's a daily prayer, maybe a prayer throughout our day. God, okay, search my heart. I'm halfway through the workday and I'm all worked up and angry and hot and bothered. These people are driving me crazy. It's like, search my heart, God. When we find ourselves anxious and worried about the future, search my heart, God. When we find ourselves not getting what we want, when we want it, how we want it, search my heart, God. Search my soul. Let's invite him in and to set us free from some of those things that we kind of deal with that need to be let go. What's up, Becky? Great to see you. So I think if we step into that today, throughout this week with God, you start to experience him begin to put his finger on some areas in our life that he wants to let us not be stuck in. So that's our prayer focus for today. And I think as we're in day 3 of the fast, day 4, praying for this, God just kind of gently reveals some of these things. And maybe that means you need to talk to somebody, get a little extra help and hope in your life. That's what group life is for. Our groups directory is going to be opening this weekend. That's what the Blessed Life is about. So I'm not sure where you're attending. If you have a home church, if you do, keep attending there. If you're looking, come to CedarCreek or just join us this weekend online as we continue to talk about the Blessed Life. All right. Awesome. Thanks for spending a little bit of Wednesday with me. Appreciate you guys. It's always Always good to see you. Always good to see you. And get after it. Enjoy the day. Be encouraged and continue to lean into the blessed life that God has for you. Thanks. See you.